What's good with it, BlakGooseTV family? Double salute as always, hitting y'all with that positive energy. Hopefully, y'all staying blessed, not stressed. Hopefully, your Tuesday is going absolutely amazing. If it's not going amazing, I pray and hope that your next day goes absolutely amazing. You feel me? It may not be amazing today, but it's going to be amazing tomorrow. You feel me? This type of energy I'm trying to give y'all. With that being said, I got some boxing news for y'all. I got some shit to talk about, and it has to do with Rolando Romero, right? Someone say one of the biggest trolls in boxing. Some would say one of the hottest prospects in boxing. Some would say he's one of the most annoying fighters in boxing. He's a clown. All he does is talk shit. Some would even say he's the most entertaining fighter in boxing currently. And not only is he the most entertaining fighter, but he's one of the most entertaining fighters that you can't understand shit he's saying. And he's still entertaining. You feel me? So there's a lot of different, hats that you can put on when it comes to how people may feel about Rolando Romero. But if there's one thing you can't say about him is that he's irrelevant. He's done a great job of marketing himself, putting himself in a position, taking a big fight in Gervonta Davis, and handling the loss well enough where, let's be honest with you, he's always going to be relevant. If he talks, people are going to listen. And if he has a fight, most likely people are going to watch. Now, I think a lot of that's going to be based off of if he continues to win, right? He lost to Gervonta. A lot of people expect him to lose Gervonta, right? But it's going to come down to what is he going to do afterwards? What fights he's going to take afterwards? Will he continue to win? Because I think it's going to be a short-lived, whatever you can call it, short-lived momentary rise in popularity in boxing if he's not able to actually put together some big fights, relatively big fights that, we would be interested in, and then win those fights, right? If he just continues to lose, we're all not going to give a fuck. But if he puts on some pretty interesting fights, he wins, we'll continue to watch, and he'll most likely become a pretty big star in boxing. But with that being said, we're going to talk about, we're going to analyze, we're going to dissect a statement made by Rolando Romero. This is coming from Boxing Scene. I believe he was being interviewed. He's saying he's moving up to 147 to fuck up Spence. I'm a star, right? And he also has some choice words for Terence Crawford. I don't know if they're going to talk about it in this article, but he also said to Terence Crawford, he don't sell any pay-per-views. He's not a star. He's not on his level, et cetera, et cetera. Now, before we get into these actual quotes, as always, man, hit the like button below. Show your boys some love. Subscribe to the channel because I need them subscriptions because it's been slow as hell this last month. So let's pick it up. We're on the road to 5K. Don't let me down, family. And, of course, comment on this joint notification gang. Now, with all that being said, let's find out why Rolly Romero was saying he's moving up to 147, why he's calling out Spence, why he has some names in his head, but it's not in the weight class we're used to him being at. Now, see, just the question. You know what I'm saying? What did I say earlier? People see Rolly as a troll. So is he trolling here or is he serious? We're talking about a guy who fights at 135, skipping a whole entire division to move up to 147 to fight. Now, the reason why I don't think it's completely crazy is because we all know that Rolly Romero is huge for the 135 division. Just go on his Instagram. The dude cuts from like 190 just to get down to 135, which is ridiculous. So I do definitely think he can make 147 or 140. But if he could make both of those weight classes, why hasn't he been fighting at that weight class? Is the question. So let's go ahead and take our way down here and let's see what he has to say. So Rolando Romero has remarkable plans for himself. Following a 6-round knockout loss to Gervonta Davis in the lightweight fight in May, Romero wants to jump up 2 weight classes to challenge welterweight champion Errol Spence. I want Errol Spence at 147 pounds. I'm moving up. I'm a big 135er. I don't give 2 fucks about the 140 pounds. It's a no-name ass division. I want Spence at 147. I'm going to F him up, that googly-eyed ass motherfucker, and he is ugly as blah. So, look, there's an obvious reason why he is calling out Errol Spence at 147 because you got to understand, he's with Showtime, right? Specifically with the Mayweather team, okay? TMT's main focus is Gervonta. TNT gave Rolly that chance with the Gervonta fight, got him a lot of eyes. My question is going to be, how active will TNT be to try and push Rolly Romero to that next level, level when it comes to stardom, when it comes to eyes looking at him, popularity, etc. Because he has all the tools to be a very big star. But let's be real, when we're talking about the Money Mayweather camp, a lot of times it's like a one-going show. What do I mean by that? Over the years, the Money Mayweather camp, TMT, the promotional company have been here. We've always seen like them push one guy. They'll have a lot of people signed, right? But there will always be that one guy that they focus on. So it's hard for me to believe that TMT are going to make Rolly Romero a priority after this loss. I actually think, like look at it this way. he said he doesn't give a fuck about the 140-pound division, right? There's a reason why he doesn't give a fuck about the 140-pound division. The main reason why is because the 140-pound division, when you're talking about all the greatest fights or all the best fights, they're all the majority of the best fights at the 140-pound division revolve around top ranked fighters, Golden Boy Promotions to an extent, and then also the Zone fighters, right? If you're looking at Showtime and PBC, they have some solid 145ers, but nothing that's like a big name, right? So he has to rule out the 140 division because all the best names, it's going to be hard to get them to fight them because the promotional company he's with, right? So the way he's looking at it is like, okay, there's some fights that I can get at 135, but there's not much, right? Because a lot of the 135 guys aren't associated, or the big names aren't associated with that promotional company. Except maybe you can try to get the Issa Cruz fight, but that's a little bit too risky right now. But then there's also the other option of, okay, I can move straight up to 147. Errol Spence is directly tied in with PBC. PBC has ties with Showtime. Showtime has ties with TMT, which means that's a possibility that I could get that fight. There's also Keith Thurman there. I can possibly maybe get that fight if it's a possibility. Like there's other guys at 147. There's Ugas. Like there's applicable fights that make sense that can be made with TMT, Showtime, and PBC at the 147 division for Rolly Romero. Unfortunately for Rolly, he's in a position where it's like, well, you have to get out of your head that you're going to be the greatest ever. You're going to be the best at your division. At this point, if you want to make real money, you're going to have to take fights that most likely you're going to lose. Because unfortunately, he's in a position, like I said, he's with the team in the money team where these guys go one fighter, we're putting all our money in, and then everybody else kind of weigh and lay. You feel me? So Rolly's in a very bad spot. He's with the promotional company when it comes to his division, his natural weight division at 135. There's really no one else out there that he can fight that can make a name for him and continue to grow his status, right? Other than maybe a Issa Cruz, which, like I said, that might be a little bit too risky for both sides. Now, like I said, 140 division, there's absolutely no one there. And then 147 division, obviously there's names that he can fight to make him relevant, keep him relevant, and to keep him getting big money fights. But ultimately, he's probably going to ruin his career earlier than expected. So Romero's in a weird spot. So the 26-year-old Romero's confidence is still reigning supreme despite suffering his first career loss. The 5'8" Romero has fought exclusively between 132 to 138 since turning pro in 2016. A fight that would make more sense than Spence for the Las Vegas-based Romero was a fight with Texas lightweight understudy Frank Martin. Now, I would like that. I think that's a good fight. The problem is, though, Frank Martin doesn't have the juice behind him. I think that would, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Rolly Romero would kind of be punching down, no disrespect to Frank, when it comes to fighting him, because just Rolly Romero was just, his popularity is on another level after Gervonta fight. I don't give a F about Frank Martin. I don't have any problems with Frank. I just like him as a person. Me and him are cool. We sparred. He's a great fighter. But honestly, I'm an effing star. I'm going to fight another effing star. And I want Earl. F that shit. I'm going after the big fish. I'm moving up to 147. So it sounds like they're both in good graces. He wouldn't want to fight him. But I don't think it has necessarily to do, like I said, with the fact that that's his boy or they spar together. I think it's more so Rolly understands, like, yo, if I want to grab this money and grab the biggest bag ever, now is the time to do it. And there's certain names I can call out for it. So Spence went on. This comes from Spence. So he stopped Marinas like he's supposed to do in impressive fashion and does something Rolly didn't do. And I don't think that's even a logical question to ask him. Is he ready for Rolly? Because I don't think you can name an opponent Rolly beat. So, I mean, he only fought Tank. So I definitely think he's ready for Rolly. He'll definitely beat Rolly. He's a better fighter than Rolly. That's a fight that I think could definitely happen. So why not Frank Martin? So, you can kind of put this as a troll from Rolando. And like, remember I said, a lot of people think, Rolly's just a troll right off the bat. Like, you can look at this as if like Rolly's like, yo, I see Spence is talking about he wants me to fight his fighter and Frank Martin. But basically trying to make him make a name off of me. Why don't I try to make a name off you, Spence? That's how I see it. It's a strategic play. I don't think Rolly Romero has any plans to move up to 147. I don't think Frank Martin versus Rolly Romero will happen anytime soon. I think it's just a play on words, people going back and forth, keeping the name in the media and giving us boxing community, us boxing media something to talk about. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what y'all think, man. As always, drop in the comments below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, show your boys some love. As always, notification gang. And look, on the social nigga side of the game, I'll be back. But with more boxing, you already know what it is. Stay blessed, not stressed, man. And we out. Feel me?